Good afternoon, everybody. Marty Ford here. So excited you're here with us for the Musical Ladder System Software Update. I've got Jennifer Baxley. She's the CEO and also primary developer at Severian, which is a computer software program located in Columbia. So she's got a ton of stuff to share with you guys. Today's Zoom is recorded, so don't fret if you miss something Jennifer does. She's going to go for about 30 minutes or so, display all the new cool features of the portal, all the new stuff, all the great new things she's put together for you. Then around the 30-minute mark, we're going to take Q&A. If you ever have any challenges during the session, it's very easy to unmute your screen. You can say, Jennifer, I can't hear you, or I didn't catch something like that. And we'll roll from there. We'll do Q&A after, and then we'll post the replay later so you guys can all check it out, share it with your staff, whatever you'd like to do. So with that said, Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
We're fine. So I'm going to turn it over to you at this point. If everybody will click on the screen, MLS portal. That's the screen you're looking at. And Jennifer, the show is yours.
All right, guys. Like you said, let me know if you can't hear me or you have any questions. Well, I'm just going to go through some of the updated portal information. So you're actually looking at the new portal. Some of you are familiar with the old portal, and some of you have just kind of started with this or haven't even started on a portal yet. So I'm just going to go through a couple of highlights. And I will go through some screens. If you have any questions, I can go back to anything. I'm not going to do a full demo. A full demo takes about an hour and a half. But let's get started. So we've kind of created a demo school so that we can kind of play around and show everybody some what's kind of going on. We've got a new layout here. It looks a little bit like the old system. It's still got the fun ladder up at the top and everything, but you can kind of see, if you can see, all of the levels are up here now, so that you can kind of at a glance look at this. And I would like to mention, this is only the director's dashboard. So there are 5 different user levels. We've got student and parent. They kind of look similar, and they both have new mobile enabled layouts as well for a phone or an Android. And then the teachers, theirs are all web enabled as well, so they can go onto their phones and use it as well. The director dashboard is a little bit more comprehensive, so we didn't try to squeeze it all into the mobile site. You might want to use a PC or something like that. But looking at here, this is kind of what that dashboard looks like when you log in as a director. We have a new kind of a layout. So we've got reports, orders that you can now do within the portal, some resources, and we've got events again. We've got how to manage your school, and then all new fun like user stuff. So I'm going to kind of hit here on the dashboard for a second. We have new help files. So the old system did not kind of walk you through what you needed to do. So on each of our screens, you'll see a little question mark. When you click that, a little modal comes up, and you'll see for that specific screen set, there's new user help for each user type. So this says how to search for a specific user. So if I want to search for a user, the old system did not have a search capability that worked very well. We've put it now on the dashboard. So this kind of walks you through how to search for a specific user. I'm going to close the help files, but you can look at different questions for this particular screen. And when you search for a user over here, you can choose which kind of users you'd like to search through. And then you can type in anything there, and we've got a parent, Jane Doe, who's also a student. Got it. Okay. So we've got a parent, Jane Doe, who's also a student. I'm going to click on her profile, and it's going to open up a new whole screen here with where they're, so she's a student. This is a new thing that we've added in the new dashboard and the new portal, the level called grounded. So if you don't want to be on the ladder, but you would like to get notes and events from your school, and you would still like to participate in everything. This is like for parents who are taking lessons. This could be for older adults that don't want to participate in the ladder, but you want them to be entered into your system. You don't want to make orders for them. You don't want to have them have tests, but this means they can now log in and interact with your school. So Jane Doe is a parent of a student, and she's grounded. And I'm going to look at her information just really quickly. So this opens up right here. This is her teacher. She's taking piano. She has no notes and tests yet. Because she's grounded, she doesn't have to take place in tests, but if you decide to add a test, you see that it would put her on the ladder. If she wanted to go from that to on the ladder, this would start her on the ladder. F11, let's do that. All right, let me go back there. All right. So another thing that we have added on the on this entire system is there's little tiny modals now that'll give you kind of a snapshot of their information, their cell phones, email addresses. If they're children, it'll give their parents' information as well, so you don't have to dive down into the person. This is how the edit user now looks. So, and we'll go over this in just a little bit, but there's a lot going on here where we've got adding and editing users. Like I said, I will go over that in just a second. So all of this has been kind of enhanced so that you've got an easier way to search for people. You've got still your main navigation. Again, a new level was added for all of those students that don't want to be on the ladder, but you want to keep them in the portal, because we're trying to do future enhancements where all of your students being in one place would be helpful. Now, I'm going to show you one other thing here. This is very interesting. So in our users, if a director is also a teacher, we have made a little subdivision here where you've got all of your users. You've got inactive users you can add, but this is my students. So if a director is also a teacher, it keeps them from having to kind of dig down into everything. They'll just see their students. And that's a little bit easier to navigate. Now you're a teacher, you can go and like add all of the information that you need to for just your students. Whereas if you went to see all users, it's going to flip back to everybody, all the students, all the parents, all the teachers, all the directors. So you can see how we've got quite a few other students here. And so to be able to kind of scale that down for a director who's a teacher, you may want to go in and just do tests all day Wednesday, and it'll be easier to have like a subset of your students here. So one other thing that we've really done to enhance the whole user login experience is we have made one login for each user. So I'm going to go just show you the add new user screen. You get multiple roles now per person. So you don't have to be a teacher and a director. You don't have to be a parent and a student. You can have both roles assigned to your email address. And when you log into your portal, you will see all of the functionality of the highest level. Again, so a director that's also a parent, they've got kids in there, that's great. Your information can be on the student and not have to be two totally different logins if you want to see what a parent sees versus what a director sees. So in our add new user, I'm just going to check everybody for a second so that you can kind of see what we've done. In adding a new user, you've got your regular contact information. If you're a teacher, you can select instruments. And we've done some stuff, and I will say this again when we get to the school information, but the instruments you see are now only the instruments that your school provides. Beforehand, it was all of them, no matter what they were. These are only what you decide you want to provide to your students. With the parents, if you select children, only the students show up so that you can actually select those. If you're a student, only the parents show up so that you could select those. And then in your student section, you have instruments, and we've worked really hard so that if you pick a specific instrument for this student, only the teachers that teach piano will show up here. Before, we had a lot of instruments and a lot of teachers, and you kind of had to remember that relationship. We've kind of done that for you. This level is the level that they're currently on with that completion date, so you can put them on the ladder. You can put them on a musician level, whatever date they completed it. That will make sure that their tests start moving forward into the new different levels. Oh, that's nice. Oh, somebody's got an iPhone going on. Okay, so that's your users section. You've got add new users, see all users. Now we've also got something when you have different users, instead of deleting a person, we have added the ability to deactivate the person. Deactivation sends them to a different list, but does not remove them. So say they came back a year later, or say you have a teacher, the teacher, you would deactivate the teacher, that would still keep the relationship for all the old tests with that teacher so that they don't disappear or anything like that. So we've got all of that we've kind of added to that. The next thing that we've added that will help with entering in your new users, we have register a new user. Now what this does, it has two different functionalities. We've got an adult student. So this adult student comes in, they have no children, an email address, they want to take, what this does is it sends them an email, allows them to fill out their information, and then you would go in and assign them a teacher, and that way you don't have to enter in, say you had 5 new people that walked in today. You can invite them to enter in their own contact information, saves you a little bit of time. Same thing as you have 3 or 4 families that walk in the door. You can enter in the parent. They have 3 kids. Well, we've made screens so that it's very easy for them to enter in their information, and then their student children, it kind of defaults all that information, and then they can enter in all of that, and all you have to do again is go in and assign the teacher, the instrument, and the level at that point. And we've actually got reports and resources that when we have students without instruments, if you have invited a bunch of families and they enter in all their information, then you can actually go to this report that says, hey, I need to assign their instrument now, does all the work for you. So you just go in and kind of assign that right there and not have to go digging through your 400 students or whatever. We've done all of that. We've done enhanced family creation as well. I showed you kind of on the user screen, when you add a new user, if you decide to add a parent, you can actually save and then add the child. That will save the parent contact information and default all of that contact information on the child. So you don't have to go and re-enter that. Anytime a parent has a child that is being entered into your school, you can go here straight to the parent, add a child, edit or add, and it will default all that information. So all you have to enter in, again, is like the teacher, the instrument, the enrollment date, and their names. So we've tried to make that a lot easier for you as well. Last few little things in the main navigation is managing your school and your instruments. So we've allowed for editing the school to have a little bit more information here. You've got your tag on all your emails. You've got your information here, and you can update your school information. The manage instruments is a lot newer now. So you get to pick musical ladder approved instruments. When I click in here It's going to show me all the instruments that we offer that you have not chosen so far. But if you don't see something in here, say you've got a special class that you would like to name something. See how we have advanced piano. You can actually create a custom instrument. Now, if it's an instrument that's not custom, say you want to do the kazoo and you don't see the kazoo in here, and that's a real instrument, please just, you contact us and we can add that to this so that you'll have a current instrument that everybody else will be offered. But if you have like a very specialized class, you're welcome to create that class and it shows up over here so that you can offer that to your students. We have enhanced events. We've done some really cool stuff with events. It's basically the same. We've added a few other sub-levels of events. We can see all the events now, so you can see the ones that are coming up and the ones that are past. You can edit them, which when you edit, you can actually resend to all the people that you needed to. So I can send an event email. We've now allowed attachments. So if somebody wants to see this event and you need a PDF that's assigned to it, or a website of a new place, you're going to have a recital at a concert hall in town. You can link to that website now. Oh, that sounds like my house. So you could also have like the event venue, which might be different from your school. So we've got all this new stuff happening for the events. And again, we've made the dashboard a little bit easier for you to see that here is where there's a website going on. Here's where there's like an attachment that we put. So you've got like a really nice dashboard now for all the events that you're dealing with. The last few things that we've added that they're very comprehensive, so I'm not going to go over them today, but we would love to show you a demo. We're gonna send out an email after this, giving you kind of a list of more updates and trying to get some of the people on the old portal back onto the new. We've already converted 10 schools. We have another 10 new schools on the portal. These resources are going to help you doing some functions that you don't want to go digging through. So somebody hasn't logged in yet. They haven't logged in. You can resend that welcome email. You can edit them. You can say, hey, these people they're just not using the site. Let's talk to them, give them a call, whatever we need to do. We have those open family registrations. These are the people that we invited to enter in their own information. Say we know that Sally says, look, just go ahead and enter our stuff for us. You can get rid of that record. You can go and edit those users. We've got some really cool comprehensive reports that we're growing. So these are going to keep growing. We're going to get more and more reports. But this at a glance is going to show you all the teachers who have students. And if something's wrong, this is how we know to go and say, okay, this one it has not been assigned correctly, or there's a student outstanding, or again, we did like a conversion and Patricia didn't have anybody in the old system, but now she does in the new. We can go, oh, let's go to Patricia and we can start assigning some students. So the reports, there's a bunch of really cool stuff going on here. We're doing projected tests to tell you based on the level that the student is currently sitting on. I'm gonna hold on, let's do next month. There we go. Based on their current level and their instrument, the current level, this test should be projected for 2019 for August. So we know that now we can kind of keep up with their all of their tests, all of their if they have any lessons. So we've got lessons that are coming up, so we want to kind of show that these are getting ready to go to the next level. This will show us how to actually assign them, and we actually are going to add functionality so that you can do that straight from here. If they don't already have a scheduled test, we'll allow you to schedule them. And this is going to correspond as well with your orders. So we've got some upcoming orders that when people have their tests scheduled and they're on a specific level moving towards a new one, we're trying to hone this so that Once they get scheduled, you can actually order this. This will send an email to our staff to tell us what to order. Again, we're enhancing this. This is going to be a little bit more enhanced. We need to know bracelets versus trophies. And the reason you might not order it, maybe they skipped a level, or you ordered it, somebody quit and you already have this particular band. Well, you don't want to order another one. You just say do not order it. It's going to send an email to our staff with a copy to yours. And that way you don't have to leave the portal for all these people who are supposed to be ordering something in the future. You can do this. And if you just leave it blank, it'll show up on the next month, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to not order it or order it. You can go, look, I want to order that in October. We'll just wait. So we're trying to make orders a lot more streamlined. We've also got a history. Once you've started ordering things each week, you can actually go and view what you ordered, and you can go, oh, okay, well, I ordered 3 extra ones I didn't mean to, so I'm just going to like uncheck that in the next order. So we're really trying to do this. We've got a couple of enhancements that come out every 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, we're trying to do a quarterly email to all the directors to kind of say, hey, this is what we've done. This is what you're looking at. Like one of the fun things that we did, it was from a user. We don't roll the tests off anymore off of the calendar because it was like destroying some of the history. So we grade them out. This means he took his. Timmy has not taken his yet. So it's purple because it's a live test, but it's grayed out if it's been completed. So we take, every time you email us with information, we run it by the staff at the Musical Ladder, and we talk about it, and we put it on a list. We've been enhancing constantly. We're trying to convert everybody. We'd love for all of you users that are out there that are on the current portal to come to the new portal by this year, so that you can get all the new enhancements and the new functionality, and we can kind of start growing it. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, sure. Let's open up the Q&A. If you have a question for Jennifer, please unmute your screen and start talking, and just announce yourself, and let's go to Q&A time.
Hey, Jennifer, this is Michelle with Moscow Music Academy. For teachers or students that have a new teacher assignment, how do we go about making that switch in the portal?
Okay, so good question. If a user is already taking piano and they just need to switch teachers, we're going to go to See All Users. If you knew the student's name, you could just search for them on the search, but I don't really know one right now, so I'm just going to pull one here. So say Tony Brooks, or let's say Timmy Carter for Rockstar. You would go to edit the student. This is their level. This is their level. You still want them taking piano, just change the teacher right here. That will change their teacher to somebody different. You save them. You can send that new student email to the new teacher, or if John knew he was going to have a teacher, a new student, then you don't have to send him the email. You submit it, and it should save that new level with the new teacher, and when you go to create the test will have the new teacher in the test available.
Cool, thanks.
Awesome.
Hey, this is Alicia.
Okay.
Hey, I wanted to ask about who is going to see that phone number and that email.
Only directors.
Okay, so
nobody else sees any of the student information. Nothing.
Okay, great.
The only things teachers see are tests that are in the future or in the past that they have taught, notes that they have given, events that are global to the student, or events that are for the teacher. So that original teacher portal kind of looks the same. We've done a lot of work to it to make it work better, but they don't see any of that. The parent doesn't even see their own information right now yet either. We're working on, at some point, the user being able to edit their own information. Right now they have to confirm it, but if, say, a teacher changed mobile phone numbers, or a parent had an address change, they need to come to you to do that right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Who else?
Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
Hi.
Hey. So we're not on this new portal yet. We're excited to hopefully get that going shortly.
Great.
I have a question about teacher changes or instrument changes. Does the system track those changes for us so we could maybe see a report of those changes?
Right now, at the time, the change, we don't track the change. What we do track is the test. So if you had 5 tests with one teacher, you transfer a teacher and the teacher does a different test, you'll see the different teachers in the test area, not in a report tracking if they had an instrument change. Or so there's a couple of things. If they have an instrument change, you have the right to keep them at guitar and they just don't move forward, and then you like say added piano with a different teacher. You'll see both of those levels. We do actually keep a history of deleted levels. So you decide he's getting rid of guitar and he's going to take piano. The piano will show up on his profile. We keep a history that you got rid of guitar. We do not have a report for that yet, if that makes sense. And if you change a teacher between, say you had a test and you changed a teacher twice before the test, we would not know that yet. But if a teacher gave a test and then you changed a teacher who gave a test, we definitely keep that history. If that makes sense. I see you nodding. That's good.
I have a question. This is Jody.
Okay.
As Brandy said, we are on the old portal, and we haven't been using it in the last few years, so it's completely not up to date. And I'm not sure if you answered this. I logged in a little bit late, but with the conversion, is it all going to be needed to be manually entered on our end with our students, or will it be possible to maybe make an Excel sheet or something to add all of our new students to the database, the portal, or would that be individual?
So we have kind of a meet in the middle kind of a thing, and I'll tell you why. So there's thousands of different musical companies out there. So the Excel spreadsheet wasn't really working because you still have to do our format. It didn't map certain things. What we have done, though, I will tell you, in the new system, there's a couple of things. We would not convert you. If you have not been using the old system, it's going to be easier to set you up as a new school. So there's 2 or 3 things that we can do. We have been working on, one is you enter in all your teachers, and that information is actually pretty quick. That's like, you got 20 teachers, we do that, we make sure they're there. We have worked on an upload for parents. So with the parents, there's only about 10 things that we need to know. Once you upload the parents, you can go to that parent profile to add their children's students. That creates the relationship. That creates all that contact info. So we've saved it. What was happening is we were handing out an Excel spreadsheet that had 40 columns, 3 different user types, and it was more cumbersome to do that than for us to help you walk through how to enter it in from the beginning. Another thing too is, don't forget, we've got that register new users. So say you have 10 families that have 3 kids each, and they're really responsible and you love them and all that kind of fun stuff. You invite them to the new system. They enter in their address once, make sure their kids are fine, and then all you have to do is go and assign the instrument and the teacher.
Jody, I want to jump in for a second. All software to me, I've done this for over 11 years, is the same, and that there's 2 things that come to pass. And Jody, listen, I'm with you. You know what I mean? I mean, the ideal is that you could upload a spreadsheet and boom, it's in and we're off and running, right? But whether it's MindBody, Teacher Zone, Jackrabbit, Pike 3, Wellness Living, 6 half a dozen the other, all of them have, computer is binary code and it's complicated, and there's just not an easy fix. So any software you use, Jody, there's going to be some manual entry, some manual tweaking. And here's my biggest advice. I think we can all agree with a show of hands that some of your teachers are using this a lot, and they're really hip to the ladder, and they're giving the kids the test, and they're on board. Right, Jody?
Yeah, definitely.
Then you got the ones that are in no man's land, and they're not testing anybody, and they don't think it's a good system, and they're hiding from it. And we all have them as well, right?
Well, I mean, luckily we don't, but
Well, you're lucky.
yes, well, we have them pretty well.
So my point was going to be this. Jennifer's giving you a couple options. You can do it from the office. You can do it for the parent, whatever. My suggestion for all involved is this. Just, take a day or two, manually enter your teachers that are really hot on the program, get them going, like do that as your round one. We'll start talking about how awesome all the new features are. Then you can go for kind of a phase 2, then a phase 3. But it's something we've worked on for now, like 4 years. I mean, unfortunately the manual upload. And the other thing that's tricky is, so like, I don't know if you guys know this. If you heard Jody, Mindbody will not take on music schools as clients anymore.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, the reason they won't is, the reason we had 40 columns is every one of your situations is incredibly different. Michelle started as a guitar studio. She's in Idaho. She's got her thing going. You guys are in Knoxville doing your thing. You've got a variety of things. We've got schools that do all kinds of group classes. So there's all these minutia that to the owner is very important, right? So I think we just kind of fall in the category of, the cool thing about our industry is, for almost all of us, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., there's very little going on in the office. There's work to be done. There's phones to be answered, but there's no lessons going on. So I think the way to get over the hump and dive into this and get it to use for your business is to dedicate as much morning time as possible. Go ahead and get whatever minutia is important to your organization in there. Jennifer is also, want to remind you guys that Jennifer is there to support you. Jennifer, if anybody wants to reach out to you for support, if they're having an issue with getting this launched, how can they reach out to you?
Absolutely. We've got 2 different avenues. My email address is portal, Portal, at musicalladder.com. That's 2 L's and 2 D's. Then we also have a phone that we answer Monday through Friday. You're always welcome to leave a voice message. It's 833-657-7678. I think mine is the only option available. It's 0. That is actually, what is that spelled? It's MLSPORT. So it's 833-MLSPORT. And I am going to follow up with Marty so that you will have an email after this Zoom so that you can contact us at any point, old ladder or new ladder. It doesn't matter. We're doing both. We're actively working to get people off of the old ones so you get all of the new functionality, all of the ease. There is a little bit of a ramp up in trying to help you get your data over. And we go through a couple of different Zooms for that. We do not leave you hanging. We help you out with all of that. And once you're over there, you'll always have our information. And what happens on the other portals, teacher, student, parent, they'll have your information in the footer and they can contact you, which then allows you to contact us. And we do a lot of troubleshooting for parents who can't log in or students who aren't seeing what they're supposed to be seeing. A lot of times it's just a click of a button, and we understand it's a pretty comprehensive software system. So we're absolutely here to educate and help and train and assist.
Jody, was there anything else for Jennifer?
With the old portal and the current instructors and teachers, would that all be, I'm assuming that would all be converted over as well? Or, I don't mind inputting anything. I was just curious about that. But would it just be delete the old school, make the new school?
So I'm going to have to tell you that's up to you.
Okay.
If you think that most of the teachers were in the old system, we certainly don't mind converting. what happens is we bring everything over. We don't know who isn't
Right.
part of your system. So you'd either just have to inactivate them, or if you wanted to go in the old portal and just well, you can't delete them anymore. Never mind.
No, that's okay. I'll probably just start over. I was just curious about that.
And we can, like I said, we can help you with that. The teachers, not that difficult. The parents, we can actually do an upload. And we've got a very simple spreadsheet for them, not a comprehensive one. So It's
Awesome.
literally, and the reason we do the parents, again, is because you could have a parent that's a student or a student that's a teacher, or, so the relationships get kind of a little wonky. So once we've uploaded all the parents, we can show you how to easily enter the students or invite other parents to enter their own students to save you some time.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Jody, real quick, Jody, before you go, have you had a session with Jennifer yet? Have you guys had a one-on-one?
No.
Here's why I mentioned that. So I want everybody, we had a large crowd on the Zoom today. I want everybody to really understand this. So Evan is no longer with Musical Ladder. Jennifer has stepped up, and we appreciate her because she's not only doing customer support, but she made the software, right? So you're going straight to the source. And one of the things, Jennifer, tell me if I'm misspeaking, is that she's passionate about. She wants to help people to convert. She's very accessible. So I would encourage you, Jody, to set up when we get off this Zoom, to email her and set up a time with her to go through this, because Jennifer, the people that have actually set up appointments with her have been able to convert quickly.
Okay.
And so what we want this to be is not like a lot of companies where they're saying, like, you know what I hate the most, Jody? They say, well, here's a PDF. Well, I don't have time to read the PDF. I'm not going through the PDF. Jennifer has actually got like a system where when she gets somebody on the phone and she'll give them the steps, they're getting converted, they're moving on. Ms. Baxley, do you want to maybe expand on that?
I can't expand on that. Once we decide to convert, so we walk you through the entire new portal. We do a demo. And one thing that I did not show you that you really need to know that we have added in this particular system right here, I would like to show you. We have now 7 videos that we have created, and we are going to continue to create walkthrough videos. The big one is how to register a family, because that takes a while for you to understand how to invite them, what they see, how you finish it up. But we've got how to register new adult students, how to edit your schools, creating a student, parent, teacher, and a director. And remember, all of these can be multiple. So you can have a teacher that's a student, a parent who's also a director. It's, any of those things. So we are actively not only making help files, we're making help videos. And so once we go through the whole demo, we talk you through it, we decide on a conversion. If it's a conversion, we take your old system down. It takes us about a business day. The next day, we walk you through what we did. We walk you through your school's data and show you what happened. We've got different reports and resources now that will help you fix the data that wasn't exactly correct in the old system. Once you get all that correct, say you have 400 students, 200 parents, and 50 teachers, we actually have the ability to bulk email all of them a welcome email, so you don't have to individually invite these people. We do not send those emails until you say, yep, my portal looks excellent. We may still have a few glitches, from some data, or we may need to fix some students. Once you say go, we send out those emails, and then you're good to go, and you've got support all week long. If you need to call us, and this is what I would really like to stress. This is new software, right? You're converting from an old software system to a new one, or you're coming onto the new system as a new school. So there's different functionality there. Anytime you hit a problem that you think is a problem, we don't want you to try to fix it. We want you to come to us, because it may be just a training issue that we didn't train you completely, or it could be that there's a glitch that we would like to know about. So I hate to say that, but software has glitches. We all know you've tried to enter in a credit card into Amazon and your entire machine went down. So just something like that, anything that happens, we want you coming to us, and we will give you a response within 24 hours, if not sooner.
Awesome.
So please connect with Jennifer today, guys, if you haven't already. These are great questions. Let's keep working. Who else has got questions for Jennifer?
Okay, guys, it's James here.
James?
How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
Good, good. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
good. How's it going?
Great, thank you. So just so you know, Jody, we actually were on the old portal as well, and we decided when we moved to the new one that we were going to start fresh. So we have just simply set aside man hours to sit and systematically enter everything in. It's going extremely well. And also for all the Canadian licensees, I was going to test the system out for a little while and make sure everything was going well, and then I was going to recommend you guys go ahead and get set up. Based on the information we have today, it sounds to me like you guys can just go ahead and contact Jennifer and start getting set up right away. Jennifer, am I right about that?
Absolutely. We're here. We're ready.
Okay, that's good, because we're pretty much ready to hit go on ours. We have almost everything entered. We have about 2 or 3 days left, and we're going to hit go. We're really, really excited about sending that email out to the parents, because I think that's really cool, and it's such a unique thing that we have to offer that nobody else has. And so so that's about it. As far as the orders go as well for the Canadians, Jennifer, correct me if I'm wrong, if you hit the order button on the Musical Ladder software, if you're a Canadian licensee, it will go to the Canadian office. Am I right?
Yes, we have put that functionality that there's 2 different email addresses. One is USA, one is Canada.
Okay, good. That's perfect. Thank you, guys.
Okay, Jennifer, was there anything else?
I think we're good. I'm going to follow up with everybody. And again, like he said, just reach out to us, and I'd love to walk you through how to convert or how to set up your new school. And let's get this thing started.
Okay, everybody. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll set the replay, and maybe Jennifer, you agree. I think today was very productive. Maybe we can do this once a month going forward.
Would love to.
We'll plan on that. We're going to start doing this once a month. I got 2 other announcements. How many of you, the show of hands, have seen our new Musical Ladder marketing with the kids, and they got the wristbands around the photos, and we got the new graphics? Who's seen those? So what we're doing right now, Hunter Roberts is in our office. He's the one that made those. I have told him in the next few days, we're going to be sending you all for free templates you can use. They've got copyright-free photos with the graphics, that are a variety of templates, whether it's a welcome a new student, promote months, we're going to be seeing marketing. And my plan before, I'd like to see it done in the fall, something I want to do for a long time. We're going to be making, and this is really cool, so please hear me out and please listen carefully. Hunter's going to set up for all the licensees the official Musical Ladder site, and what we're going to do, you all have seen lesson.com, take lessons, Thumbtack, well, they'll do, for example, James, lessons.com/Georgetown/Ontario/guitar. Lessons.com/Georgetown/Ontario/piano. We're going to make directories like that for all your cities, but your schools are going to come up. So we're going to start to get all you guys to index on page 1 of Google in the US and Canada and all over for parents, because what we're seeing more is parents are doing the ladder in Knoxville, then they're moving to Topeka, and they want to keep going the ladder. It's going to allow for that, but it's also going to bring in new leads, prospects, and be a lead driver. And it's going to be pretty easy to do. So Hunter's going to be working on that, so we'll bring him on as well. Before we depart, was there any closing questions? Anything? Anybody?
I have one real quick one. On the orders, are they grouped, Jim, when we go and click place an order? Like if we have a bunch of students that have kind of completed tests throughout, say, the month, do we just keep track of them, and then towards the end of the month?
Well, let me while she pulls that up, Michelle, let me throw one thing out. I'm so glad you asked that. Let's address this real quick, okay? And then I'll turn it over to Jennifer.
Yeah.
I want to stress to everybody, you've all talked to Jennifer Jettings. Everybody knows who Jennifer Jettings is. I mean, you should. She is there Monday through Friday for you, 9 to 5. If you want to just ring on the phone and order something, if you just want to send an email and order something, please do so. We are not taking that away. What Jennifer Baxley is about to show you is, in addition to Jennifer Jettings, you now have another alternative, which some of you, look, if you're burning midnight oil, a lot of us are night owls. It's 12 o'clock and you want to go in and click and order something and see it in one clean box versus having to type out an email or a spreadsheet. You want to get away from your spreadsheets. This is what that accomplishes. So Ms. Baxley, can you please take that away?
Sure. Jennifer had to step away. I am Tiana. I work with her, so I can explain this for you. Now, just to make sure that I understand, you were asking if they would group together based on what you order, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So in an order, say that you wanted to order, 5 of these. If you click all 5 and submit that order, they would be submitted in one order. And an easy way to go back and check and make sure that everything went through okay is to go to your order history. And those will actually be split up by month. So as you can see here in May 2019, based on the days that we ordered, you can see how much we ordered. And then if you want to actually look at those order details, you can just click that view order details and it will give you a line by line as to what you ordered.
Feel free, Tatiana, please freeze for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle and everybody, does everybody see that 4th column, the projected date? You see, we really want you to spend some time with the new system because everything you guys have said to us in the past 12 months, we listened and we've worked very hard, especially with Jennifer and staff, to do this. So there's a lot of automation now, Michelle, that wasn't there previously to show projected dates, to show what orders are due. You have if you go to the left under the word details, you have an export to Excel feature. So basically there's a Lollapalooza new stuff in here. And my big thing is we don't want you guys to go it alone. Don't give up on it. You dive in. If you have a question for Jennifer Baxley, please seek out Jennifer Baxley. She'll be happy to talk to you, not just send you some stupid PDF. If you have a question for Jennifer Jettings about, okay, look, it's just go time. We got to get this order out today. Get on the phone and get all of her. So we want you to have all the best of both worlds, Michelle. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I want everybody to see that 4th column because that was one of the things we heard over and over. We want to see projections. We want to see projections. Well, now there's
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you. One last thing, I guess, really this is the last thing. Is it faster to set up the parents' record and send them the invitation email so that they set up their own stuff than trying to go in and doing all of the student record?
I'm gonna give you my honest opinion as an owner, and I want to ask you all a question. And there's studies on it. So Michelle, if you get an app on your phone, guitar app, travel app, whatever app you got, what normally happens? And I'm flying without a net because I don't know what Michelle's gonna say. So I know Michelle a long time, so it's cool. But we're playing a little game. So if you load an app on your phone, normally what happens after a period of time?
If it's one I use a lot, I'll use it a lot. Otherwise, I'll probably forget about it.
Yeah, so there is that's the whole thing. There's a left door, right door with this. So what we're encouraging you guys to do, if you remember what Jennifer said earlier is, and this is my answer to you about the parents, you're going to get both. You're going to get the parents that are into this and it fits their style and it's a good fit for them. They're going to do it and everything's going to be great. When you log in, so I had a meeting this morning with my managers about perspectives. Same thing. When you log in and identify whether it's perspectives that are not responsive or parents that are not in this, I think you need to give them a shout and say, hey, it's Marty from the Academy. How you doing? You logged in your account for Katie yet? No. Well, let me help you get started. See, that's an opportunity for us to reach out to our clients. So I want to give you a picture answer. And Severian, I'm going to push it back to you to take the test.
Okay, great. So like you were saying, it's kind of like, do you do it, you put it in or do you let them put it in? And we've really incorporated a way for you to still have the ability to pick and choose. So if you were on the old system and you haven't been using it and you don't want to convert or anything like that, in my honest opinion, as one who has, tested and built for years this system, we have put in so much work for the registered new user to not only take the responsibility off of directors and office staff who would have to be sitting there and entering that information over and over again. The registered new user is a great way to put, one parent entering in one set of information for them and their children versus a director or office staff sitting there entering in for the same information 4 different times for 4 different people to then go in and make sure that those relationships are there. It's an easy way to do register new user. It's done. It's in the hand of the user. If for some reason that user, you're just like, I wonder if they went in and they did it. We have 2 ways for you to tell. You can go to pending welcome users, which will let you know, have they logged in and completed their information and accepted our terms of service. You can resend their welcome email from here, whether they're a teacher a student, or way down here we have our parents, or if they were parents that you invited through that registered new user, we have open family registrations like Jen talked about earlier, where you can actually see the parent that you invited. You can see how many of the children they were expected to enter, how many children they've actually done. If you at that point are just like, you know what, it's been a week, I need these children in there, you can take them off of here, go to this parent and enter their information. So it's still an easy way to make sure that you are getting everything that you need, but you're also not having to, sit there and just be under the pressure of, I need to get, 50 people entered today. Oh my goodness. No, you just need to invite 50 people. Let them do their entering. Let them do that. You don't have to sit there and do that. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
The only thing, Michelle, I'll add though, you know how our parents are.
Yeah.
A percentage of them are going to take advantage of this wonderful technology. Some of them, you got to call up, they're going to go, huh? What? You're going to have to just get it done, whether it's your office or whoever. Because the bottom line is we want to get the parents and kids in the ladder, because we know if we do statistically, they'll stay longer. That's what it's all about. So,
Right.
guys, was there anything else?
I will actually pinpoint one more time for Michelle also. We are constantly working on those YouTube videos. So hopefully in the near future, if you have a parent that's like, well, I don't know what to do, you can just revert them to our Musical Ladder YouTube, and we'll have a step-by-step how-to video for them to go through, enter their information, and then they'll be able to see that. So
that would be great. Yeah.
But
Cool.
also, real quick, Michelle, what I think would be really cool for all of you guys in the lobby, get your iPad or a tablet. You can get a tablet from CVS for $99, $99 from Walgreens. Okay. You have it on a stand, have it right there, like make a kiosk. They're there for 30 minutes anyway. So the flow becomes, hey, James, while you're waiting for your son's lesson, have you been ladder yet? No. Okay, well, walk over here with me. Like when they check in at the airport, they walk you to the kiosk. You guys can all walk them to your Musical Ladder kiosk, which is just a tablet.
Cool.
They're there anyway. You know what I mean? Gives you a chance to engage your customer. I think it's a real cool.
Excellent. Thanks, guys.
And just so you know, Michelle, so as you know, we win a lot of best of contests. The Inside Baseball, you know how we do that? Because we have like tablet kiosks. We don't just wait for them to do it on their own. We have it there while they're there. So if I'm saying, hey, Brandy, it's 25 minutes to lesson's over. Have you voted for best of? No. Well, you can win this. How about just come right to this kiosk?
Cool.
Because if you send them to their phone, the challenge is going to be they're going to get distracted. They get a message. Like if they get on their phone trying to go to this, and they get a text from somebody else, what happens?
Yeah, they're gone.
They're blocked. They're just in their task blocked to something else. Okay, guys. Well, listen, thank you for the awesome Zoom. We'll do this once a month. We'll get the marketing stuff to you. Be sure to reach out to Jennifer Baxley if you have any support questions. Reach out to Jennifer Gettings with any ordering questions. And here's to your Music Academy success.